What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me,
Liam.
and today we are going into Institute episode 6. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. We are a show about shows. We never pretend to be experts. I have read the book, so I do have insight into where the story goes and how it plays out through the novel. However, if you've also read the book, you know the show is taking some liberties that are definitely not inside the novel, changing quite a bit of the story. And so I don't think we're going to have to worry about too much of me spoiling things because I've been doing a pretty good job of not doing it so far, and now we've deviated enough. So I think we'll be fine. If you're tuning back in, welcome back. Make sure whether you're tuning in for the first time or coming back to us, you hit that subscribe button. It is the #1 way you can help us out. It's a little click for you, but lets YouTube know we're on the right track. And 36,000 of you already think so. So if you're one of those people, join us on this journey. Now, the best way to let us know you enjoyed this specific video is the button. Hit that like button on this video. Let us know we did a good job. And join us down in the comments if you have something to say. We'll comment back with you. The only thing that we ask that you don't put down in the comments is spoilers. I'm not going to spoil it for you, so I ask that you don't spoil it for us. We'd like to, experience entertainment and chat about it in real time with you guys. And so just don't be that person and we'll have a good time. All right, let's do it.
Well, Luke just went straight to the Night Knocker like we said.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. They gave us a little bit of that fake urgency scale, a little bit of being terrified because the dog's coming for a minute. I mean, that part upset me slightly because any security guard with the canine, as soon as the canine starts losing his shit, he's gonna let the canine go and he's gonna follow, right? So it's just that's what they're there for. So it's just that whole scene was all messed up. It's not at all how the escape goes down in the book. I'll just say that. We're gonna do a full book to show comparison when the season's over. So stay tuned for that if you want it. But I'll just say it didn't happen this way. And the way it all plays out for me just seemed like bad writing. Too much on the nose. Here it comes. Here you go.
You wouldn't believe me. We heard that so many times it lost its meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think so?
I mean, yeah.
Luke said it like a million fucking times.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe me. You wouldn't believe me.
Well, it's an unbelievable situation, so I don't think I even picked up on that. Because of all the things I was watching, his repetitiveness of being so reluctant to share didn't really, faze me as much. But I'm also understanding that as a viewer, we aren't seeing that Luke's reading Tim's mind the entire time. You're not seeing that he's everything Tim says to him, Luke knows whether or not he's lying. He feels it, right? And so he knows whether or not, that's why he trusts him so quickly. And then he's also able to be reluctant and not want to share. The other reason too, that he gives the chief the gum drive rather than sharing is because he already knows that without evidence, the chief's never going to believe him. He can sense these things. So that's the one thing I was a little upset about, if I would say it was a good word, is that you have these kids, especially now Luke, who has really advanced abilities and we're barely seeing them.
Well, okay, what about the bully? He knew the words he was going to say.
Which bully?
The bully with the twins.
Harry.
Yeah, he knew to tell him about the temper thing.
Yes, he can read. He read Harry, but I think it was Nick's the one that ultimately diffuses Harry in that situation. It wasn't Luke, if you think about it. Because
No, because that's the first time we saw the telepath stuff from...
So I think I'm talking about when they first meet Harry and he's losing his shit and throws Avery. You're talking later.
On the playground.
Okay.
Yes. Right before they come to get Harry to drag him in, he's having a conversation with him and he's about to meet ZigBee for the first time.
Yeah.
And he's freaking out, getting all pissed. Luke said, remember what your coach said.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what the words were, though. It wasn't just a feeling there. So why all of a sudden does he not understand the words or the scene? Now it's just a feeling.
Based on how tired he is, too. Because it's the fact. It's in the book, and then he does say it in the series, there are times when they are super powered, when they're all together watching the movie. That's a super powered one. And then you have Avery, super powered together.
So he was borrowing from Avery and Nikki in that scene.
They're amplifying each other, and he had just gone through the experiments that were amplifying things, and he was well rested. So what we're dealing with now is he's been so tired, so hungry, on the run for so long that he's in a very weakened state. So he can feel things and sense things, but he's not as sharp as he was.
So when he's escaping and he's running through the woods for the first part, he falls into what looks like a dug grave.
It does look like that, but then on a second approach, it looks more like a ravine.
Yeah.
It initially I agree. Initially, when he falls and hits his face and falls into that thing, it looked like someone's grave.
Yeah, it's like a fresh dug grave.
But then it cuts to black, and then it must have been a commercial or whatever it was on a traditional commercial break.
Yeah.
And then it comes back.
And you see from the other side.
And he's climbing out of a ravine. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, okay, because I definitely tracked that. But they don't bury anybody; they burn them.
Yeah.
So it's pointless to have a grave out there.
That's why I was so confused.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I think that was just a mess up. I don't think that, personally, I don't believe there's any significance to that.
Okay. And then we have Maureen freaking out because she's getting ready to leave to go get Luke.
Yeah.
And she gets called back.
I will say this. I believe that the way Maureen's character is portrayed in the book is way better than the way it's portrayed in the show. The differences are subtle, and it's not so drastic that it's not the same character, but it's just the way that she operated, her motives, the way she did inside of the series didn't fit for me. And I think, again, a lot of that can come from a book bias where, like, the original character was so, like, I knew why she was helping Luke. I knew why she killed herself. I knew why these things were going down. Where in the show, it's just, like, happening so quick without any real explanation.
Well, one of the comments we've had in the past was they're trying to speed run through the book so that they can set it up for us so they can continue us on as a series.
Yeah. And well, we've had a couple of different thoughts on it. One was that they're speed running it, and then the other was that they're only doing a limited edition, like a limited series. They never plan to do a season 2 of Institute. And so all they're doing is adaptation of book 1 as they can get it onto film.
Okay.
Which I would think, if that is the truth, I don't know right or wrong in this situation, but if that is the truth, I'd be very disappointed, because I believe that the book itself, those last 2 were sufficient enough for us to have multiple seasons. There was enough there to explore. There was enough going on. Like, we could have continued. Like, is there canon content inside of a novel that we could have based it off of? No. But just like Handmaid's Tale, they ran 5 additional seasons off one book. And I think that Institute could do the same if they do it right, and if they didn't already shoot themselves in the foot to create this as a one and done.
I'm a little annoyed with Tim. He never returned that Jeep to that deputy. She had to get to work, though. She's like, I get to work soon.
Poor Wendy. Always falling in love with the broken ones.
But then we also have, like, ZigBee, was the scientist name? The doctor dude? Hendricks. And Stackhouse, all conspiring in their little love triangle weirdness.
I'll call it a power triangle. Because I don't think Stackhouse loves them.
No.
He just doesn't
know what else to use.
He just doesn't like that he has to work with them.
Yeah.
He doesn't like them as people. They all have a different degree of dedication to the mission, right? Like, Hendricks is there because he's a scientist and he wants to understand the human potential and look at it. And, like, he's not really there because he wants to save the world. He's there because he wants to do the science.
And we learned that ZigBee was a subordinate of Stackhouse.
He trained her. Yes.
Yeah.
So she's directly trained in security forces by him. But then the upstairs, as they call it in the book, wanted her in charge, wanted to be admin, not security. So they put her in charge as an admin position, which rightfully so. She's a little, like, she likes pain, and she's a little unhinged. You don't want someone like that with a gun.
I think she enjoyed it when Luke beat the crap out of her.
There was 2 things that happened in that scene. One, yes, I agree with you 100%. She does not have a negative relationship with pain. So when he did that, it wasn't like, oh, you hurt me. She was like, oh, you hurt me. But at the same time, she doesn't tolerate disrespect.
Yes.
She's very prideful. And so she turns around and immediately says, you're going to wish you didn't do that.
So Stackhouse and ZigBee both have a working understanding right now with their plan moving forward. Stackhouse is hedging his bets and going to the other dude to go ahead and set the same thing. Like, look, whatever I say, I just need you to back me as if it's gospel.
You gotta hedge your bets in this situation. And I think Stackhouse puts it perfectly. He's like, she will betray us. Just like I would betray you and you would betray me, or any one of us would do. In this situation, it's survival.
And he keeps saying, stop looking at long-term problems. We need short-term solutions right now, just so we can survive the day.
It just goes back to the way Hendricks thinks about the mission, right? It's all science to him. It's all about he's complaining about running out of subjects, let alone the fact that the whole building is about to go down if they can't find the escape guy and get exposed. No more Institute, right? And so, yeah, his priorities are very much in line with what his values are for the mission. And Stackhouse has to give him he's very cowardice, right? Like, very much like a weasel kind of character with no backbone. And so anytime ZigBee, anybody gets in his face, he's very much like, I'll do whatever you want, sorry. And so, that's what he does.
And then we have Tim meeting at the Red Steps or whatever with Kate. And Kate showed up there.
Yeah, the reporter.
Yes. We knew that was coming as well.
You called it. I didn't know.
Really?
I didn't know.
As soon as they mentioned reporter, that's literally the only fucking reporter for a town. She tells us that in, like, episode 3 or something.
Yeah, I think I was hopeful because, it is a Stephen King novel. Twists are a big thing. And so I thought that we were going to meet another character that was, because Kate is not in the book, right? So she's a character for the series. So I thought maybe there was another character that they were going to add into the series that is a reporter. But no, you were absolutely nailing it. Like, boom, right on the head.
The one that surprised me was the creepy lizard motel owner guy. The boy's here. The fuck?
Yeah. So as we learn in this episode, the Institute is actually been around so long that it has sleeper agents. They're not, I guess sleeper agents is how I would call it, but they're not really agents. Their job is literally to live their lives and report information back. That's all they do. The reporter is more of an agent, like a sleeper agent for ZigBee, where the guy who owns the hotel, and when we talk about the book review, I'll tell you about other ones. There are people that are in places that are truly just there to report back. Like they don't apprehend, they don't, do anything other than make that phone call like you saw that guy do. Yeah.
And then we leave off on the cliffhanger of the chief looking at the flash drive and seeing a video. We gotta watch this. Done. That was this episode. I kept tuning out.
For me, I find this to be mentally stimulating because I'm constantly saying, oh, that didn't happen before, or what's that going to do? Like, I harp on it a lot, so I don't want to keep going there. The book was so good that I'm very much critiquing this show through a very harsh lens. And so, am I enjoying the show? Yes, it's doing well. This episode was the first time where I have felt that the writing itself was sloppy. You have such good source material. What was put to us on screen was inadequate. If you're going to change it, then at least make the story, the dialogue, what's happened on par with what happened in the book. It's okay to change it. It doesn't have to be the same medium. But if you are going to take away from that story and take away from the characters and take away from, ultimately the feelings that we get as the reader and the viewer, then that to me is an issue. And I feel like this is the first episode that really did that.
40 minutes of this episode was literally running through the woods and meeting up with Tim, essentially. I agree. This is the first time I've had something serious to complain about the show with.
Yeah.
Everything else I've loved. I did enjoy this episode. I just wasn't fully into it the way I have been for the other episodes. And I'm not sure if it's a me thing or if it was the episode itself, because it could totally be a me thing on this one.
I would agree with you that most of this episode was just Luke running through the woods or Tim walking through the woods, finding shit that doesn't even matter. Like, he found a rundown cabin. Like, what other than that cabin brings him to the woods? Like, what significance was there to find that cabin? He could have easily just been looking for clues and ran to Tim. Like, he ran into something that's, I don't know. Now there's this whole other Easter egg mystery thing we got to figure out that doesn't make any sense. We got to get like a glimpse of Avery, Shaw, and those people, but they're laying in their bed.
I smiled though. She knew what was going.
Again, this is so difficult for me because the way they're writing these kids is hard. This episode, just keep saying that. I'm hoping. So there's really not much left of the book now. Like that, I'll say that. Like, once Luke truly escapes and meets up with Tim, the book ends like pretty quickly after that. So the escape itself is 15 chapters long, and they just gave it to us in 40 minutes. And a lot of the stuff that Luke experiences is no longer in the canon. So what do we got? 3 more episodes left to close out the season.
8 episodes total.
Okay, and we just did 6, so 2 more to close out the season. I would be really interested to see
what these next 2 episodes have in store for us.
I know I'm going to call it now. This is my prediction without any spoilers. Next episode will be I'll call it the meeting of the minds, where everyone comes together. Not in a pleasant way, probably, but everyone's going to come together. And then what we'll have in the final episode is actually a reflection of the final chapter of the book.
So the last 2 episodes are titled, number 7 is Hide,
yep,
and number 8 is Fight.
Maybe I will be wrong then. Maybe they will just remove the whole final chapter and end it the chapter before. They could.
Okay. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're brand new or returning to us and haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you guys down in the comments. Other than that, we'll see you on one of these amazing videos right here.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were. You've already come far.